Take the most ruthless scorer who ever lived. Now drop him into the NBA of today. No hand checking, no hard fouls, endless open space. The deadliest killer ever, and the easiest era ever to score in. He wouldn't just survive in today's NBA, he'd break it. And the numbers he'd put up would be genuinely absurd. 1996 Jordan in 2026. Let's run it. First, let's be clear about who we're dropping in. Not old Jordan, not Wizards Jordan. 1996 Michael Jordan, at the absolute peak of his powers. A 6'6" guard with a 38-inch vertical, the footwork of a dancer, the killer instinct of a hitman, and a body that could take a beating all night and still drop 40. Now remember, he did all of that in the most physical era the league has ever seen. So the real question isn't whether he'd survive today, it's whether today's NBA could survive him. Here is the single biggest change, and it's a nightmare for every defender alive. In Jordan's era, defenders could hand check, they could put a forearm in your back and ride you, grab, shove, and reroute you the entire way. In 2004, the league banned all of it. Today you can barely breathe on a ball handler without a foul. So take the guy who already got to any spot he wanted through all that contact, and now tell defenders they're not allowed to touch him. It's not a basketball question anymore. It's just cruelty. Then there's the spacing. In the 90s, defenses packed the paint, and Jordan still scored on a crowd. Today, every team spreads 4 or 5 shooters across the three-point line to open the floor, which means the lane Jordan is attacking is now a wide open runway. His mid-range game, the shot the modern NBA basically abandoned, becomes an unstoppable cheat code because nobody today is built to guard it. He'd be getting the cleanest looks of his entire life against the worst help defense he's ever seen. Now the knock people throw out is he wasn't a great three-point shooter. And in the 90s, he didn't need to be. The three wasn't the weapon it is now. But here's the thing. Jordan shot 83% from the free throw line and was a deadly mid-range marksman. The form, the touch, the work ethic were all there. Drop a competitor that obsessive into today's game where the three is everything, and he adds it the same way he added a fadeaway when his athleticism dipped. Give prime Jordan a modern three-point diet, and it doesn't shrink his game, it multiplies it. So let's put a number on it. In his real prime, against hand-checking and packed paints, Jordan averaged over 30 and once hit 37 a game for a whole season. Now strip away the contact, open the floor, add the three, and play the pace of today's faster game. Analysts who model this stuff seriously land in scary territory. Prime Jordan in today's league is a realistic 35 points a night, with nights of 50 or 60 that would absolutely break the internet. He wouldn't chase the scoring title, he'd lap it. And here's the part defenders really won't like. Today's stars have mastered drawing fouls, the pump fakes, the leg kicks, baiting contact for easy trips to the line. Jordan was already a master of initiating contact and finishing through it, back when the refs let almost everything go. Hand him today's whistle, where reaching in is an automatic foul, and he is living at the free throw line. 12, 13 free attempts a night, easy. That alone is 15 nearly automatic points before he hits a single jumper. Now let's be fair and still man the other side. Today's athletes are bigger, longer, and faster than ever. Defenders are 7 feet tall with 7'6" wingspans who can switch on the guards and move like wings. That is a real challenge, more length than Jordan ever faced. But here's what people forget. Jordan wasn't just an athlete. He was the smartest, most skilled, most relentless competitor the sport has produced. Athleticism alone never stopped him in his own era, and his era was full of monsters too. Length bothers everyone. It rarely stopped him. And don't forget, this isn't a one-way player. Jordan was Defensive Player of the Year. He made 9 all-defensive first teams and led the league in steals. Most modern superstars take possessions off on defense to save energy for offense. Jordan never did. In a softer defensive era, with his hands, his anticipation, and his sheer will, he'd be locking up the other team's best perimeter scorer and dropping 40 on the other end. Two-way dominance like that basically doesn't exist in today's game. There's one twist that actually helps him even more. In the 90s, stars played all 82 games in 40 minutes a night, grinding their bodies into dust. Today, there's load management, cutting-edge sports science, recovery tech, nutrition, and minutes limits. Jordan, famous for showing up in peak condition, would now be kept fresh on purpose. Imagine prime Jordan, rested, on a minutes plan, saving everything for the moments that matter. He might have added 5 more prime years and stayed unguardable deep into his 30s. And off the court, it might be the most lopsided part of all. Jordan became a global icon with 3 TV channels and no internet. Drop that same charisma, that same mystique into the age of social media, highlights going viral in seconds in a worldwide league. Every 50-point night would shut down the entire internet by morning. He wouldn't just be the best player in the NBA, he'd be the most famous athlete on the planet all over again, bigger than he ever was the first time. The scoring is one thing, winning is another. Could he still win titles today? In Jordan's era, you couldn't just team up with 3 other stars. Today's superstars recruit each other and chase super teams. And here's a scary thought. Jordan was the most competitive human the sport has ever seen, and he hated losing more than he loved winning. Drop him into an era where he could actively build his own juggernaut, and the man who already went 6 for 6 in the finals doesn't win fewer titles today. He might win more. And then there's the moment every game comes down to, the last shot. This is where Jordan separates from everybody in every era. Modern stars are brilliant, but you watch them hesitate in the final seconds, defer, look for the pass. Jordan wanted the ball when it mattered most, and he buried teams with it, over and over, for 15 years. In a league full of incredible scorers who don't always want that final moment, the guy who lived for it would be must-watch television every single night a game was close. And don't think the playoffs will slow him down. They sped him up. In the postseason, when defenses tighten and the game gets uglier, most scorers see their numbers drop. Jordan's went up. He holds the highest playoff scoring average in history at over 33 a game. Today's game gets more physical and more desperate in the playoffs, swinging back toward the kind of grinded-out basketball Jordan was forged in. So while some modern stars fade under that pressure, he'd be doing what he always did when it mattered most, getting better. So run the list of who you'd even put on him. The long, switchable wing defenders the modern game is built around, he torched longer, stronger, more physical defenders in his own era when they were allowed to mug him. The smaller, quick guards, he posts them up into oblivion. The 7-footers who switch out, he blows right by them off the dribble. There is no archetype in today's NBA that solves prime Jordan one-on-one, because the one thing that always stopped great scorers, physical hand-check defense, is exactly the thing today's rules took away. But maybe the biggest gap isn't physical at all. It's the mentality. Today's stars are friendly. They swap jerseys. They hug before games. They team up with their rivals. Jordan would find that disgusting. He took losing personally, took disrespect personally, invented insults in his own head just to have a reason to destroy you. Drop that ice-cold killer into a league that has gotten comfortable, and he wouldn't just beat these guys. He'd embarrass them, hunt them, and dare them to do something about it. Nobody in the NBA today carries that, because the league hasn't produced anyone like him since. And here's the final nail. The old knock on Jordan was that he took tough mid-range shots analytics now frown on. But that misses the point completely. Analytics hate those shots when normal players take them. Jordan made them at a historic clip. Now hand him today's coaching, today's training, and a green light from 3, and you don't get a less efficient Jordan. You get the most efficient, high-volume scorer the league has ever measured. The nerds with the spreadsheets would love him just as much as the fans screaming in the stands. So here's the verdict. Drop prime Michael Jordan into today's NBA, and you don't get a player who adapts. You get a player who feasts. No hand-checking, open floors, a soft whistle, and the freshness of modern sports science. All handed to the most skilled and most ruthless scorer in history. He'd average in the mid-30s, he'd win MVPs, he'd lock up defenders, and he'd end the GOAT debate the same way he ended games, by taking everyone's soul and smiling while he did it. But maybe you think I'm crazy. Maybe you think today's length and athleticism would actually slow him down, or that someone like Wembanyama could bother him. So tell me, does prime Jordan average 40 in today's NBA? Or is that disrespectful to the modern game? Drop your take in the comments, because I read every single one. And if you want the next basketball what if settled, subscribe to Good Basketball. One story every week. Real history, real stakes, real basketball.